5 seconds. We're at 6, 7, 9.
All right. Welcome back to the Nub. This is the Merce.
It's me, Phil.
And the Bald Beardy Buck.
Triple B. Okay. So, let me see. I actually misplaced my notes for a second there. All right. There's something I want to talk about that kind of upset me, and it seems to be a trend that DC is doing right now with their animated movies, which, I mean, I think we could all agree that their animated movies before used to be the top tier of the two companies, right? Mm-hmm. Well, they just came out with the movie Hush, and let me tell you, like, Hush is one of my favorite comic book stories, one of my favorite Batman stories, at least, and it was just terrible. Like, absolutely terrible. First off, they went way off of the material. The story did not line up properly. Even the dog's upset about it. You know, he obviously hated Hush. So, I don't know, man. And it goes along with when they did the Killing Joke. I don't know if you guys got a chance to see the Killing Joke, but you know, they had an extra 20 minutes in there of, you know, following Batgirl and this relationship that she has with this crime, you know, boss character, whatever the case may be, is they had nothing to do with the Killing Joke and really had nothing to do with the movie, right? And then after that, she actually has sex with Batman, who is basically like her mentor, you know, and that's not in the book either. Like, there was no reason for her to have sex with Batman at all whatsoever. That whole beginning of that movie was terrible. Now, at least they got back on track with the later part of the movie, and it was good. Hush just never gets there. It never gets on track. It was poorly executed, poor voice acting. The art wasn't very good either, in my opinion. Just a trash movie, in my personal opinion. And
I heard both.
It really upset me. It really upset me. I don't know what they are doing now at DC. I don't know if maybe they've just given up, but it was absolutely terrible.
Well, like you said, their animated stuff was really, really good for a long time, and some of it still is. I mean, Young Justice on the DCU is still good, but their last two movies were just not.
Except for the fact that Young Justice is doing what DC's just been doing for years now, and just going really dark. Have you noticed that?
That's true, yeah.
Young Justice used to be a little more. I mean, it wasn't, you know, by any means like, you know, what is it, Teen Titans Go, but it was obvious. It was a little more jovial, you know, a little bit more humor and things. And now it's just keep getting darker and darker. So, I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with their animation part of DC, but they need to stop it, and stop it now.
It's time to stop.
It is time to stop. All right, a little bit of a board game talk real quick. Foxtail and I picked up the Venom expansion for Marvel Legendary, so we can force Felton in and playing Marvel Legendary with us again.
Yeah.
Not Munchkin, not Marvel Munchkin. Marvel Legendary, where we all kind of work together as a team. Okay?
Yeah. I remember I struggled with that.
You struggle with all games the first time, at least. You know, like, don't worry about it. This will be like your fourth time playing it. You'll be fine.
What do I do again? What?
What am I supposed to do? Wait, is it my turn? Do I use these cards? What do I do? All right, so
is this my chair?
I love this expansion, though. Like, one of the villains they introduced, one of the masterminds they introduced, is a Venomized Thanos, which is cool as hell.
Oh, wow.
And some of the heroes are like a Venomized Doctor Strange and a Venomized Rocket Raccoon. So there's some cool stuff like that in there. Plus Carnage is a good guy in this for some strange reason.
Can we take just a second and consider, like, just kind of how weird it was, how people got really, really sexual about Venom, and especially about Thanos. Like, there were a lot of posts during Endgame and Infinity War that were like, oh man, Thanos is a thick boy. Oh, look at him, he's a thick dad bod. Like, just all these people being real friggin' weird about it.
Yeah, I kept seeing a lot of like, ooh, daddy, you know, when they're talking about Thanos.
Yeah.
I didn't see so much with Venom, but maybe it was the tongue thing. I don't know. But
Well, the tongue thing, and then Reese Witherspoon, or not Reese Witherspoon, or whatever the woman, when he jumped inside her, and then she became, feminized Venom. That was like a 2-second clip, but it encompassed like,
I think they called her Phenom.
Phenom, whatever. But it encompassed a huge part of the memosphere of like, Venom's booty, and like, oh my god, like that was just a snippet of a scene, but it that's all anybody took away from it. Anyway.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I remember seeing this. I don't. Maybe it was like it's like when you get molested or something like that, and you like lose memory of what happened. Like I think that's what happened with me with those memes. Like I think they touched me inappropriately, and I lost track of what was happening with them. So I kind of forgot about it until you brought it back, and now all of a sudden I feel like I need to take a shower and cry, like in the shower, while I wash myself. Thanks a lot for bringing back those terrible memories.
They were bad.
They were bad, and now I feel disgusting. I feel dirty. So thanks a lot for reminding me about all that.
Yeah, no problem. All right, sorry, go ahead.
On.
All right. I'm not out to kink shame. I was just, I had that memory of the "Ooh Daddy" Thanos memes, and that was really friggin' weird.
I don't know. It kind of feels like you're kink shaming.
Nah, yeah.
I mean, do we have to go back to furries now?
No, we never do.
Oh man. All right. So, well, since you're so vocal right now, why don't we go to the video game news there, Mr. Felton?
Well, let me tell you, all right, I got some good news today that Hideo Kojima has made it so you can pee in Death Stranding.
Got him.
I'm sorry.
Got him.
It's so amazing. I can't stop.
I feel like until the game comes out, and maybe even after the game comes out, we're just gonna continually be bringing up the fact that you can pee in that game.
Oh man, no. So I am going to talk a little bit about something I've been waiting for a while, and it just seems to be that 3D Realms, they need to get their shit together. I don't really understand what they're doing. All right, but have you heard of the game Ion Maiden?
No. Oh yes. No. Wait. I have, and did they get sued or something?
So Iron Maiden actually went ahead and was going to sue them because somehow their name, although it is completely different, they thought it sounded too similar, and I don't know how you could confuse a build engine game made by 3D Realms with a band. I mean, that falls to the whole thing of Valve getting sued by the Elder Scrolls because they were making a game called Scrolls. So I guess that means that, the Elder Scrolls just has ownership over the word Scrolls now? I don't know really what that means. So
yeah, I don't know where that falls. The only thing I can say about the Iron Maiden thing is that they probably aren't making the millions that they used to make. So any chance that they get where they can sue somebody, they're going to. Like, if I came out with a book called Maiden, I'd imagine that I'd have to be looking at a lawsuit as well, even though it doesn't have anything to do with Iron Maiden.
You Graphite Maiden, you could have any of the metals, really. I mean,
I want to know when the descendants of the creator of the medieval torture device, Iron Maiden, is going to sue the band.
Yeah, they have copyright.
See, it's public. No, it's public domain now. It's
like well, then it's public domain. Then they can F right off because you know what? It's not the same. So they kowtowed to it and they changed the name to Ion Fury. Okay,
and
that's fine.
Honestly, they shouldn't have changed it though, because I mean, you can't copyright the name of an item.
Yeah, like, I mean that's just absurd.
If I name my band Skateboard, I can't, sue everybody that puts skateboard in the name of something, right?
Yeah, and they're not the first ones to use the term Iron Maiden. I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to go in every single story and every single movie and go, "That's you owe us royalty because you said our band name." No, that's not how it works.
Well, hold on a second now. Do you think I could make a band name called Skateboard and sue people every time they say skateboard?
I mean, it's worth a try. I mean, you don't know until you try.
All right, so trademark right now. The three of us are in a band called Skateboard. I am the lead tambourine player.
Okay.
And you guys can pick whatever items you want to use. I think you're kind of a tuba man, right, Felton? Am I mistaken there?
Yeah, actually, I play the xylophone.
Oh, okay. All right. And what are you sporting? Oh, we're gonna kill it then. We're gonna be a fantastic band. All right. So Skateboard it is. So now we are the band Skateboard. Anybody that uses skateboard in any kind of game, book, magazine, anything, we're suing you. Just so you know.
Boy, we're gonna be getting a check from Tony Hawk.
What?
That's terrible.
All right.
So yeah, so they did this, and now they already gave way once, and they changed the name Ion Fury, and it's a really cool game. It's made off of the Build engine, which is what Duke Nukem and a lot of these original games were made of, and are made on. And they really did a great job modernizing it. I mean, it runs great, the guns are cool, it looks great, very retro fun shooter. So the other day, apparently people got they got the SADs, or they got upset, or they got offended, I don't know, or a combination of all of them, that there were some sexist jokes, or there were comments in the game that the main character makes that were politically incorrect, you could say, which is what 3D Realms has done for years. They made humor-based games, like you got the Leisure Suit Larry, Duke Nukem, all these old games that had comedy at their base. So now they've released a patch, which, hold on a second, I bought the game for this reason, okay? If you want to
to be offended.
Yeah, if you want to patch my experience, that shit had better be optional, okay?
Yeah.
Don't make this patch. Don't punish me because you're upset for some reason. I am absolutely incensed with this entire situation. And they went ahead and they donated money to charities, which I don't have a problem with that. I think it's great when people donate to charities. But the conditions in which,
pretty upset about it, though.
Yeah, the conditions in which they did it, I think, are absolutely garbage. I think this is probably going to end up being sourced back to some horrible, stupid, 4chan/Reddit/ anonymous operation where they were just trying to troll the developer into doing something, because I cannot imagine that somebody sat down and spent their day being upset about a goddamn 3D Realms game where the main character is a female, and I hadn't played it enough apparently to hear the transphobic or homophobic remarks that she allegedly makes in the game that they got them so upset. Like I have not heard it. Now there is some transhumanist negative commentary in there, because as you know, the bad guys are cyborgs. So I suppose if you're a cyborg, you could be offended, but I don't think there are any cyborgs out there. So
I'm
not yet.
I am. Well, I am, and I'm very upset about it.
Yeah.
I had that big toe amputated and a cybernetic big toe replacing it, and I feel that you should respect my cybernetics and not treat me like a character from Midnight Task Force. Where there's there's a cyberphobic feel to everything.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Was that too deep a cut? That was too deep a cut. Sorry.
I'm beside myself with the irritation on this, because my God, this is absurd. It's just absurd. It's fucking absurd. Sorry.
Karen! Oh, we need to pause for a second. All right. Well, we had to pause for a minute because I was making a delicious meatloaf, and the timer started going off on the microwave, or I'm sorry, the oven. Oh, wow!
Microwave meatloaf. All right. Well.
Talk about amazing meatloaf! It comes right out of the microwave.
Did it come in a box that you bought at Publix, or what?
Not at all. Not at all. It doesn't say Sara Lee meatloaf on it. When you make it from scratch and then you talk about it like it came out of a microwave. Oh. Anyways, so we're gonna move away from this topic that has Felton enraged right now, incensed, and we're gonna get a nice hot dose of that Kickstarter.
Ooh, yes.
So we're going to move into kind of a group addiction. This is a Kickstarter for a tabletop game. I don't think there's a board, but it's a card game.
Oh, you're talking all my language right now.
It's called Wolves of Mercia. Have you heard of this?
No, I haven't. But hold on, let me tighten this belt on my arm real quick. Let me get this hot injection of Kickstarter. All right, now talk slowly to me about this.
Wolves of Mercia is a game of deception and strategy set in the dark fantasy village of Mercia. But in this town, the villagers don't wait helplessly to be slaughtered by the werewolf.
Oh, Jesus.
Each must deploy their unique abilities in order to fulfill their own hidden agenda. Whether torching the village, tracking the werewolf by night, or completing a fearful eldritch ritual, 5 to 16 players will...
Hold on a second. They added eldritch into this too?
Yep.
Oh, God.
5 to 16 players will lie, bluff, and kill to seize the night.
Oh, my God. Wait a minute. This is just Ultimate Werewolf with H.P. Lovecraft added.
It looks really good. It looks really pretty. Lots of pieces going on. You got little markers. You got cards, and the artwork is gorgeous.
But it's still just Ultimate Werewolf.
Is it?
It's just Ultimate Werewolf with extra steps.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. Does one or two people play the creatures?
Let's see. During the day, you pretend to be ordinary, trading goods as a merchant, studying ancient lore as a scholar, or taking confession as a priest. But when night falls, you drop the facade and work towards your own secret agenda.
This is Ultimate Werewolf.
Is it really?
Repackaged, yeah. I don't know. I'll have to look it up myself, or if anybody on the listening to the podcast has seen this already, like let me know if this is Ultimate Werewolf in a different dressing or not. But if it is, that's pretty funny.
Let's see if I can get a link going here so I can share. Here we go.
Yeah, anytime you want to something for me to add in the post, just drop it in the chat, and then whoops! There he goes. Oh, he did it! He did it! Look, he did it!
Yeah, he's been doing that. You haven't noticed that?
Yeah, I'm just
He's more savvy than I am.
I'm just filling dead air while we're copying and pasting links. That's awesome.
All right. Well, while we're filling dead air, let me talk about our other experience that we had at the Universal birthday extravaganza. So they have a new ride at Universal. Hagrid has a new ride where it's you get to ride on the motorcycle with Hagrid. I think it is supposed to represent when Hagrid has Harry Potter and they're trying to evade the Death Eaters, and there's a bunch of other people dressed up like Harry Potter and stuff like that. I don't know. We didn't actually get to ride the ride. So let me tell you what happened. We got up early Saturday, right? We get to the park right before an hour before they open. They ended up opening, or quote-unquote opening, a half hour early, which basically meant that they let you go in at 8:30 and then stand at a different spot besides the opening gates. They still wouldn't let you actually into the park. So we get there, we rush to get to the ride. We're elbowing people, tripping people. I saw a foxtail throw an old lady into that weird like pond thing that they have that kind of is the centerpiece of the Islands of Adventure. I mean, it was pretty hectic, right? So we get in line, and it still says something crazy like 300 minutes or something like that when we get there. So we're like, okay, whatever. We're sitting there for 3 hours, right? And we're just like, okay. And the worst part is, so there's a sign on the way in that says, hey, lockers here. And usually when the lockers are there, you're supposed to put your backpack and your cell phone, your wallet in there, because the ride is so jarring that all that stuff will go flying out in the ride, right? So of course we pack all of our stuff in a locker, not realizing that you could still have your cell phone in your pocket and stuff. So now we've got nothing to entertain us while we're sitting in this line for 3 freaking hours, right?
Wow.
While everybody else is on their phone, because everybody else knew the little secret code that you can still have your phone. We didn't. So, we're sitting there hey, so what superhero do you think could beat this superhero?
So wait a minute, you were forced to have conversation with one another for 3 hours?
Real human contact for 3 friggin' hours.
That's some type of marriage counseling like bullshit.
That's
right there.
psychotic. It's psychotic. That's what it is. It's absolutely psychotic. Like how did people live in the 80s and 90s? I have no idea. So we're there for 3 hours, and all of a sudden they start coming over the intercom. It's like, we're having technical difficulties. The ride should be up and going soon, so please stay calm and relax. And we're like, okay. That happens a series of like 4 times, and then finally they come through with the most real announcement I've ever heard at a theme park, and they're just like, yeah, we don't know when the ride is actually going to come back on, so you could either sit in line or go ride one of our other rides. And we're just like, I guess we'll go ride one of the other rides. So then, we had the fun adventure of trying to get back out of the ride by going back through the line that we were coming through, right? But now everybody has like taken up this post where they're like sleeping and they're like laid out, and they've got tents up, people are barbecuing, so you had to actually like squeeze through all this extra shit, that all of a sudden happened while people were waiting in line. Like, somebody actually gave birth, and it was ridiculous, So we had to like, try not to step on people, try not to crush people's children who they're just letting lay like right on the ground, like right in the middle of the walkway. And then we get out and we look at the little app that they have, and we're like, oh, look, there's a ride right next door. It's only 10 minutes long, right? So we're like, all right, we go rush to this line where it's only supposed to be 10 minutes, and as soon as we hit the line, right, as soon as we get into it enough where, we've been there for 5 minutes, it goes up to an hour on the thing. We're like, oh, okay. But I'm like, okay, well, that probably means the people that are coming into the line now, behind us are going to have to wait. No, it meant us. We were there for an hour waiting for the next ride. But, we got on the ride, we got through it, and it was like, all right, that was cool and all, but we're done with the park right now. So we went home and, went to the pool and all that stuff for a while. But then we ended up coming back later that night. And if you listen to the podcast last time, you'll know that we got to walk around the Harry Potter world and had a good time with that. All right, so I filled all that time now. What were we filling time for again?
I think we were done.
Yeah, he was posting the link. That was it.
Oh, okay. All right. So, we got that hot dose of a Kickstarter, and I'm telling you, like, anytime you're talking about the board game Kickstarters, like, that just gets my blood pumping, man. Like, it just, I start getting that feeling like I just need it. That addiction starts to like take over. I start getting sweaty. It's like shaky, the whole 9 yards. Oh, love it. Okay, so moving right along. Just real quick, just to give another insight into my sad little world. So for my birthday, Foxtail bought me the Spider-Man video game because I didn't get a chance to play it, and I've been working and doing other things so much that I just lost track of it. And she got me Final Fantasy X for the Switch, which also comes with Final Fantasy X-2, which I've probably got both those games on every system, but now I have them on the Switch and I'm playing them again. And let me tell you, I am in love with this Spider-Man game. Like, I know that I'm way, way behind on this, and that like everybody and their grandmother's already played it except for Felton because he's part of the master race, and they don't lower themselves to console gaming. Nope. But I know that you, Triple B, had been playing this game. What are your thoughts on the Spider-Man game? I know that we're way behind on this, but
I loved it and I never wanted it to end. Like, if they just kept updating this game forever, I'd be happy. It's that good.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned because I'm at like 70% of the main story already, and I haven't done anything. Like, I've gone around, I've grabbed like backpacks and like pictures and done all that stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you're already at 70%." I'm like, "But wait, like, I've only fought like Kingpin and the Shocker. The guy that like hits you with the two in the pink and one in the stink or something like that."
Right,
and
Well, you didn't know. You didn't know.
Yeah. I didn't know, and actually, it terrifies me.
This game is actually the Sony cut. So there's really nothing that you do other than really just like menial errands, and then once that's done, it gives you the option. Would you like to play the Marvel cut of the game, where they show you what it's gonna, what it's like if Spider-Man could stay with Marvel? Yeah, but then they take all that away. I found out, like, so. Yeah. Basically, when I'm done playing the Sony cut, it's done. Like. Yeah.
Yep.
Anyways, all right. So I figured I just would bring that up because I'm just loving that game.
Oh yeah.
Um,
And the photo mode is so much fun.
yeah. Before we go on, I just want to encourage anybody that is listening to our podcast and enjoying it to please share the podcast with your friends and family. Let them know, that we say funny things and stupid things, and that Felton fights dogs and stuff. I mean, let them know what's going on. Okay, let me rephrase that because I don't want a new listener thinking that you have like a dog fighting ring. No, I mean like he literally physically fights dogs himself. Like he and the dogs go at it. Not he's not training dogs to fight other dogs. Although I will say that their fights are actually more like debates. It's more like he's like, come on, who's doing that? Stop barking, come on.
I'm trying to reason with them because I know they understand. They do understand. That's the thing. They're smart.
Absolutely. Yeah, dogs totally understand what we're saying.
Yes, they
absolutely
do. They understand context.
Anyways, does anybody else have anything nerdy before we close this one out?
Yeah, I came home the other day, because I don't talk about what I do for work, but there was a promotional, opportunity at work. So after I got home that day, I came and went to go in my bedroom, and I went to turn on my ceiling fan, and then my ceiling fan proceeded to catch fire. So
that's pretty awesome, actually.
I don't
know. I don't know if that's nerdy so much as it's awesome. Like
the nerdy part is I had to figure out how to install the new ceiling fan. So
okay.
Yeah, YouTube, had a buddy come over. It was a whole thing. But I think, I think somebody was trying to curse me, and it missed the actual time that I was doing the interview and struck me when I got home just as I was turning the fan on. So what actually happened was I got grounded the second I touched the outlet, and that curse hit the fan instead of hitting me. So that was just lucky.
Now here's my question though. So why did you fix the fan? I mean, like I don't think there's anything cooler than having a ceiling fan that spits fire. Like that would just be amazing. Like
that's metal as hell.
Yeah, I guess
that's more metal than Shark Bro.
Right.
And Shark Bro's pretty friggin' metal.
Those nipples are sharp.
Yeah. All right, another deep cut for the people that have been listening. So, I think it's about that time then. Let's see. So I rolled the die last time. Oh, that's right. We're not going to roll a die this time because Triple B owes us a terrible, horrible story.
It must be paid in full.
I have one prepared. Yeah.
I'm so excited.
I'll talk about this because I don't do it anymore. But I used to work at a place, a drug testing lab. One of my first jobs there was taking drug samples.
Like street drugs or like real drugs? Like what are we talking about here?
Like I took urine samples to drug test.
Oh, okay. So it wasn't like never mind. So I got excited. I'm like, so you took smack basically for a while and got paid for it.
No.
Yeah, they're trying to
played in pee.
So we're back to the urine again. Fantastic.
Hey, I feel like Death Stranding. You know that?
I just feel like our podcast is deteriorating to just piss and crap jokes. Like, go ahead.
So one day I'm standing there, or I've got a desk that I did the paperwork at and
collecting pee.
Right, playing in pee, and as one does, my glasses broke, just like where the nose piece connects to the frame, just fell apart and literally fell off my face. And go ahead.
Go ahead. No, sorry. I'm just wondering like how that happened. It just broke.
Like I had no warning or anything. I didn't hit them. Nothing. It just fell off my face. And
okay.
I should probably be declared legally blind without my glasses. It's so bad I can't see 2 feet in front of my face. And,
okay. Good to know. Easy to sneak up on.
Exactly. Yeah. But I still have to finish the day.
If I ever caught you at like Universal with a wand, I could like creep up behind you while you're doing your Harry Potter shit, and you wouldn't know I was there. Okay, got it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
So one of the things we had to do was we had to call back the patients to give the samples. And so we had a waiting room, and I'd open the door and I'd read off their ID that we took when they at registration. And then when they came in, I'd give them back their ID. Well, when I opened the door, directly across from the door is our seating. And there was somebody sitting across the lobby from me, and I couldn't make them out because I'm so freaking blind. But I could tell they weren't shaped right.
They weren't shaped right? Like,
yeah,
like you called a man's name and it obviously looked like a female, or?
No. So they were sitting there, but they were like sitting strangely. Like,
okay.
And but I couldn't make it out. And so I'm sitting here across the room calling people in to come pee, squinting at this person across the room. And the patients come in, I go ahead and shut the door, and we move on. And when I go to call the next patient, I open the door, and that person's still sitting there. So here I am squinting at this person again, trying to make out what the hell I'm seeing and why they look so strange, almost like they're sitting crooked, or I don't know if they're lumpy or like.
Oh my God, this is gonna be a Slender Man story, isn't it? This is like. And then his long fingers. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sitting there crooked and lumpy. All right.
Yeah. So I'm squinting and trying to, adjust my eyes so I make this person out. It's just not working.
This is like the middle of every creepypasta ever. Go ahead. Sorry.
So this happens like 4 or 5, maybe more times. It felt like it consumed the rest of my day. And finally, I had to take some paperwork up to registration. And so when I did that, I got close enough to where I could see the person that was sitting across and make out that there was a woman across the lobby breastfeeding her child.
Ah, okay. And then they turned into a horrible monster and ate my face. Oh, sorry.
I wish that they had turned into a terrible monster and ate my face, and I wasn't spending all day squinting at this poor woman breastfeeding her child.
So she thinks you're some kind of like freak over there, like oh, you're getting your jollies off while I feed my child.
Exactly.
And the whole time you're trying to decide if this is some Momo shit or some kind of like evil fucking internet beast of some sort.
So you gotta play that off. You gotta walk up to her, and like once you realize the mistake that you've made, oh my God, I've done something socially awkward. You walk up to her and you go, keep on feeding that baby, girlfriend. Yeah. And make her think you're just a sassy, gay man working there. And then boom, now she feels empowered. She feels that you're not creepy anymore, and she's relieved. And just society is none the wiser, and we've all moved forward.
Exactly. Like I support your ability to be able to breastfeed anywhere you want. I'm not a creep who's staring at your nipple while it goes into your child's mouth for sustenance.
Well, at that point, you've got to pretend you're gay, because otherwise, it's just gonna represent men badly.
I wish I'd thought of that. I was just so mortified that my brain wouldn't work properly, and yeah, because I couldn't see her. I wasn't being creepy. I couldn't see what she was doing to be creepy.
Oh my God! So then later she got on Facebook and she posted her Me Too about this man who was staring at her
this
uncontrollably.
Bald, bearded-looking bard fellow.
Bard guy, yes, who stared at her uncontrollably as she tried to give sustenance to her hungry child. Oh my God!
I didn't traumatize that woman for the rest of her life.
She probably took your picture. You know what? I wouldn't be surprised if there's not a picture of you squinting at her from across the room.
With this, with this puzzled look on your face, like,
yes,
what is going on?
Like I've never seen this before.
Like you've never seen somebody breastfeeding before. Oh man. I'm so glad that we took this out of the realm of piss and shit. Like, this is pretty fantastic.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. Did you know that you can pee in Death Stranding?
Oh, my goodness. Did you know that women waiting in waiting rooms to give urine samples can be ogled by bald-bearded bard-type people?
When people lose their glasses, they can look like Slenderman in the corner.
Oh, my goodness. So now he's not allowed within 10 yards of a urine facility or something like that.
Man.
I'm gonna look online now to see if I can find a picture of you just like straight squinting at some woman across. With the caption, like look at this bastard staring at me from across the room, looking at my boobie while I'm trying to feed my child.
SMDH.
Yep. All right. Well, on that pleasant note, now that one of our podcast members is probably going to be arrested, we'll go ahead and close it out here. I'm the Merce.
This is Felton.
And the bald-bearded bard.
Or he was the bald-bearded bard. I was going to be like inmate 361652.
Oh, stop breathing into the mic so I can get silent. There we go. That should be